Good afternoon. We are joined by head coach Sean Ricketts of the men's and women's cross country team over at San Diego Mesa College. Sean, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Bo.
But the success of the 2024-25 season, technically, you can kind of say it was a perfect season, right? I mean, for all the awards, all the titles, you can't ask for more. What do you think made last year, perfect?
I think if you look performance-wise, was first that it was the first time in school history that both women and men
Mhm.
won a SoCal regional meet,
Mhm.
and then won a state championship in the same year.
Mhm.
And then secondly, we had 16 all states, all scholar athletes. So not only did they get it done on the course, they also got it done in the classroom.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'd love to talk to you. We'll definitely be talking about that a little bit later on today. And again, just to recap, not only did you capture the conference title, the SoCal title, and of course the most prestigious one, the state championships, both for men's and women's. I mean, again, you can't ask for more than that, right? Kind of going into the season, I would say a fairly young roster. What do you think what do you think it will take this season to do something similar to last year? Obviously, repeating is difficult. That's one of those things that's very hard. But if there was a program that's going to be able to do that, it would be your program at Mesa College. What do you think it's going to take this season? Because obviously
I
the
think
target's on your back, right? Everyone knows. Everyone always guns for Mesa's, not only cross country but track and field programs. It's always you always have that red dot against you, right? What is it going to take this season?
uh, I I think just to start it it starts with just the emphasis of the program and the priorities. And number one, it starts with building the culture of the new team,
Mm-hmm.
and connecting that to the tradition. And so, in terms of that, I look forward to each summer, and the journey starts. And you as a coach, you set boundaries, expectations, you
Mm-hmm.
guide them. But the true, I think, journey starts with what each person brings to the team
Sure.
and those connections that start to happen. That is really out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in terms of that, it's really you got to start with that bond they build as a team, and what they're bringing every single day. I think secondly is just getting them to buy in on the training, um, the developmental and improvement piece rather than just a outcome.
Got it.
And that's a success that we've had in the past. So you don't change that, in terms of what we really focus on.
Okay.
Um, so in terms of that, this new group, it's been fun so far this summer. They've
Mm-hmm.
laid a nice foundation down, and so I'm just looking forward to just the step by step process and not getting too far ahead of ourselves, with what outcomes going to happen at the end of the season. Hopefully that makes sense.
Oh, no, it makes perfect sense. And let me just kind of a two-part question I'm going to bring right now. And, you talk about the history of the program, right? Now, we've lost some very key members who have somewhat become the pillars of cross country Mesa. You have Noble, Tone, Touche, Haas, Wei, Rosen, who have matriculated and moved on. That group is in a different part of their lives now, right? And you move along now. Just tell me a little bit about that group that I mentioned, as far as what they did mean for the program.
Yeah, I would say, mentioning Ronald Way, Ian Rosen, Joel Tani, Kate, Alexis. One thing that sticks out to me is the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
They contributed a lot to the program through their leadership and guidance. And then secondly is they were dedicated.
Yeah.
They were committed. They worked hard at their craft, and really uplifted their teammates as well. So they were huge pieces, and I think in terms of that, it's not really like them moving on. It's what we're all about. It's not a loss to the program. It's just a link. And I
Mm-hmm.
think with them, they just continue just like the rest of the alumni, the rest of the different generations of Mesa College cross country and track and field. They help lay the foundation. They
Sure.
help kind of lay down basically that path to take and what works and what doesn't work. And so in terms of that, that connection last year as a team, really they set an example for the women and the men in the different ways that they came together, in ultimately winning those state titles,
Mm-hmm.
that they've helped pave the way.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the amazing things that I see when, whether it was at the SoCal Championships at Chafee, whether it was the PCASA Conference Championships, is that the program and the coaching staff has developed an amazing culture in which both teams kind of feed off of each other, right? They pull for each other. They have your huddles and you talk, and to be able to create something that cohesive, as yeah, you have men's and women's, but they're actually running under the big M, right? And then for them to be able to work with one another is definitely something, kind of talks about why the program is successful. There is no disparity between either or, right? Tell me, if you can. I know you mentioned, these guys were the vocal leaders of the group. Now that it's exciting, right? There's a new, fresh set of student athletes that you're going to cultivate, that you're going to teach and influence as far as what they're going to be in the Mesa program. Tell us about some of the athletes that have come in, and how have they been looking so far?
Yeah, so let's start with the women's team. I think it's not just the new athletes, the freshmen coming in, but we really rely on our returners to set the
Mm-hmm.
tone. So
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones that also connect the dots between last year and this year. And
Sure.
so on the women's side, we have three that are leading the way: Suhei Arce, Jazzy Islas, and Natalie Allen. Jazzy joined us during track, and
Mm-hmm.
she ended up taking second at the state in the 800. But those three, so far, I guess you could say performance wise, in their time trials, their last time trial, all three were right at where Alexis was in
Mm-hmm.
her time trial. So we clearly have a front three that are going to lead the way. They also are providing great leadership as well. So with the newcomers, we got a few freshmen: Kaden Coker from Claremont, Camila Nava from Westview, Estrella Guzman. She's from up a little bit up north. They are ones that we are looking at to provide some depth and to help kind of secure that top five to top six.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of that, that group is already coming together. It's going to look a little different from last year's group, which makes it fun and makes it unique and something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on the men's side as well, we have Andre and Austin Calvert, Samuel Malo, Jordan Myers. I think Roberts is a sophomore, and Larry Tovey are all returning, I believe, this year. Now, what about them? How are they
Yeah.
been looking as far as what they're going to do? And again, to pick up where the Way and the Rosens left off, like the clear vocal leaders. Has anyone shown that who's going to be stepping up this year with that role?
So Lucci and Garrett are the returners from last year's
Mm-hmm.
state team. But Lucci and Andre are our team captains, providing excellent leadership. But that group's starting to come together. Jordan Myers is a transfer from Central Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He's already made a strong impact into the program. We have Esteban Tabocha, who actually it's pretty cool. I gotta make sure we recognize this. So Esteban is actually, so he is going to be representing Colombia this fall in the World Triathlon Championships in Australia.
Beautiful. Okay.
So in terms of that, he's a dual citizen. So yeah, he gets an opportunity to take advantage of that and compete for us. He also is going to make a huge impact on the team. He's also unique in terms of he has just done triathlon in the past. So and he's run really fast, with the running portion of that. So that's been a a journey in terms of transitioning him to just the running side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have a couple of freshmen: Rowan Hanneman from Westview, Jose Ramirez from Rancho Bernardo, and Mateo Garcia from Sweetwater, who are some freshmen that we're really looking at to make an impact in that top five to top seven.
Should be an exciting year again. Once again, we are joined by Sean Ricketts, head coach for the men's and women's cross country team over at Mesa College, PCAC conference champions, SoCal title holders, and also the state championships. And coach, last question for you. And I know you don't like talking about yourself quite a bit, but I do have to bring it up that once again you are the 5C Coach of the Year last season. I know you mentioned it. And I think you would agree when I mention this because you always stress this is 16 academic all-state honorees last year, right? Yes, we can highlight the conference titles, the SoCal titles, the state championships, and you always talk about the importance of of education and academics within your program. Tell us why this is important for you in the program. And again, winning is nice, but you always stress the importance of getting these guys matriculated. Why is that so important for you in the program?
I think to start, it's this role that I play and being here and giving this guidance and coaching. It's full circle for me. Coming to Mesa making a big difference in my life, not just athletics, but the school itself. It's something that I'd like to share and make an impact on someone's life. So in terms of that, seeing what these athletes do, not just here, but what they do in the future and their careers and what they do in life. Mm-hmm. It's really important. So now that I've been here for 9 years, you start to get to see that outcome from student athletes that were here 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's really what makes it special, is seeing that journey that each of them go through and the impact that this program and this school has on their lives. And then I think another piece too is just I enjoy developing teams and seeing the journey of each of these basically people. They're learning to become people and work together as a team, and I think that's the funnest part. No matter what place they take, really my job is to really develop these individuals, but also develop teams.
We're excited again. Once again, it's going to be an exciting year. It's always fun when cross country comes around and see what kind of noise you guys can make. Once again, Coach Ricketts, thank you for your time. Season starts this Saturday, September 6th. The Crush Invitational State Meet Preview at Woodward Park, Fresno, California. 8:15 a.m. start time. Coach Ricketts, thank you for your time, and good luck this season.
Thank you, Bo. You take care. Awesome.